In. Ready.
All right, so
Come on, Edgar. All right.
Frog
Force on 3. 1, 2, 3.
So fast.
We need to figure out the technique. I think we need to do the thing where you're a football team and you keep your hand in when you yell and then you go. You don't go like this. Yeah, you go.
Frog force.
Yeah.
Whoop.
So 1, 2, 3. Frog Force!
so what's the program? What's the program?
The program is we're scouting for some few species of frogs, and we found a freshly fallen tree. We heard the freshly fallen tree this morning, and that's perfect spot where Dendrobates tinctorius gathers. So first we're gonna check out the tree fall to see if any frogs showed up. Then we look around for Dendrobates tinctorius on the Grand Plateau, which is another area, and then we stay for the night to listen for some tree frogs calling up in the trees and see if we can spot trees where they're calling from. And hopefully that doesn't take us more than 6 hours.
No chance.
No chance. Maybe. Let's see.
What about the Morales?
See you tomorrow.
Oh, we listened for Lobates femoralis as well. I didn't mention because it's instinctive and obvious. Yeah, it's another species we work with, but those you hear by call rather easily. So as we walk,
They are way more boring than Dendrobates tinctorius.
we'll see. We'll see about that.
Dendrobates tinctorius and Allobates femoralis are the poison frogs, just in case, for people who don't know those magic words.
Yes, we're working with some poison frog species, and we're working with some tree frog species. They all use different types of pools to lay their tadpoles, including some very high up on the trees, some on the ground. That's a bird. So we go out, we listen for different frogs, we look for places where they breed, and we try to map it for now to see if we have all the species in a potentially new working area where we could do our experiments.
Cool stuff. And now off we go,
Off we go.
the jungle.
The kind of trees that sometimes make pools. Not this case, this is stuffed. But sometimes there's a nice little tree hole with water in them where the poison frogs like to breed. One of our target froggies starting to call. It's called Allobates femoralis, the brilliant tide poison frog. They're very loud, but they're very inconspicuous looking, very hard to spot. They're very loud. The tail of a lizard, or is it just the one? This one.
He's the one.
Oh, okay. It's a crazy one.
Yeah. Break dancing worm.
Dancing worm.
Dancing worm.
There's one. But also they actually stimulate each other more, and I have an impression where the densities are pretty low, and we get much more of this quiet intervals where everybody goes in. funny in itself, like energy expenditure wise. You know, like living in a crowded neighborhood where you have to yell all the time to, otherwise you're not competitive for females.
Yeah.
Because obviously the female chooses the male, the one who's calling when she decides to mate. So if you're not calling at that time, you're done.
Yeah.
But in the neighborhood where there's very few calling, then I mean you only call when somebody else is calling. You're not wasting energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what happens then in those areas, you just call much less probably, and waste less energy.
Yeah.
So kind of better for the males in that sense.
Yeah, I guess there's some optimum in there where they could try calling when no one else is calling.
Fellows biologists looking for frogs. Although today is not a very successful day. Yeah, today is not a good day. So this is kind of adaptation which we have to make sure our bags are dry. So there's just a trash bag. Very smart of you, Floriana.
We do with what we have. Impro.
So we're the same wet clothes again.
Yeah, that's not smart.
Wet clothes.
That's how you protect people from flashing them.
Poser.
I mean, this water's for sure. As in, here's when you fix this hole, but you can just come back when it's dark and listen. There's a massive tree hole in there. It's like 15 meters maybe?
There are some spider monkeys around.
Yes. Just in this. You can see the leaf moving.
Very, very high above.
Yeah, I saw him. You have a prehensile tail with like even looks like a palm. The back of the tail, like thick as a limb and has a like a leathery patch. So they really can hang by their tail. You look like a spider, arms dangling. You have to watch out that they don't shit on you. It smells so bad. I don't know if they do it on purpose, but you don't want to test. That's another good one. Wow, wow, wow. The buttress. Because each one of the hypotheses of the soil is so crap, you need, and they grow so fast, you need structural support. Really good. Keep up with the fast growth and crappy soils, and otherwise you just fall. Nice portrait. It's really cool. Or it's like a Hollywood movie set. Yeah. Some big palm trees. I'm pretty sure that a dinosaur gonna attack us. It's the perfect spot. Yeah. See, those are the Astracarium palms. Astracarium murumuru. The giant spines. See the spine, the size of the spines at the bottom? Those grow like to get the size over 100 years. They go super slowly.
Wow.
And this is just a small plateau. You see that there's no, like the ones that will get super tall. There's no spines in them. Those guys grow super fast.
Let me just say, there's actually a cool setting in if you press the thing and you press enter and draw the line to it.
You don't want to be smacked by these. These are extremely sharp and painful. Already got to.
What are you trying to hide? I'm protecting something. Remaining from defending from dinosaur system.
There's some right in the camp in between the dining cabin and the dry room, and when it got super slippery, I kept sliding into them, and then I would have like a bunch of spines in my hand. It was not pleasant,
Not fun.
but funny story to tell now.
Same story like you saw a jag yesterday.
Yep, saw a jaguar
You
yesterday.
can show the marks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit. That's terrible.
Slide it off. Looks like it might have been like this for a while. It's not a small tree. And the crown is still alive, the funny thing, like the roots are completely rotten out. Just hanging on much, to be honest. Suspension from there until like that whole thing comes down together. Well, safety first, right?
One last push.
Look what
How are you doing?
it's hanging on. Amazing. We saw spider monkey.
Oh, that's scary.
Spider monkey?
Yeah, and that's the crown of the tree that is
Yeah.
sideways.
So this is the tree fall we were looking for and hiking to. At least it's first part of the hike. Why we usually do it? It's mainly because when the tree falls, it starts to smell and attract Dendrobates tinctorius, nice froggies.
The best.
The best. The best. Smell of fresh wood.
That's the free fall of this morning? Yeah. That's the big boom bang of this morning.